Why do we exist? Why does this page exist? Who is Anonymous Warrior? Well, I'm here to answer those questions, and it all gets traced back to one person. My name is Sam, and I'm the founder of Anonymous Warrior. And a year ago, I was not a runner. My stepdad was. His name is Bob, and he was a marathoner. He's competed in Boston, Chicago. He's even done an ultra marathon, the JFK 50 miler. He ran his whole life. And he knew that I did not. I was a wrestler. I came from a wrestling background, and I hated running. I always thought it was really stupid. So he'd joke with me. He'd say, Sam, when are we gonna run a marathon together, man? And I'd always tell him the same exact thing. I'd say, never. I'm never doing that, Bob. And we'd laugh about it. And then he would continue on. And it didn't matter to him if it was 0 degrees outside or if he was on vacation or whatever the circumstance. Bob would always be out there putting in the miles. And I watched this, you know? Running wasn't for me, but I respected it. And I remember one time we were on a vacation and I was scraping myself out of bed after a night of drinking. I walk into the kitchen and Bob is taking his running shoes off. I ask him, Bob, how many miles you run today? And he says, just 7. And in my head, I was like, what do you mean just 7, Bob? Like that's just 7. But to him, it really was. It was just 7. He was just doing what he had to do. And I respected that a lot. And then in May, Bob told us the news that he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And we didn't know how much time we had left with him. 1 month later, Bob passed away. Around that time, I decided that I was going to do something that I never thought I would ever do, and that is run. So I laced him up in his honor, and I started hitting the road. That year, from June to December, I completed 408 miles, a distance that I thought would, I would never do that. The most I'd ever ran before was like a 5K, Running became a lot for me. It became everything. It became a way for me to process things in my head. It became a way for me to erode that kill switch that tells you to quit. And it gave me an opportunity to compete again. All just amazing things that I would have never done if it weren't for him. And in December, I realized something. Bob was the type who never sought recognition for anything. You wouldn't even know that he did those marathons unless you asked him. He led quietly from the front, and that inspired me more than 1,000 words ever could. I realized that his impact on me changed me forever. And then I thought that there are many, many Bobs out there, people who inspire us. And through their example, we become better people. We work harder. We accomplish more. So I wanted to create something to honor all of the Bobs out there, all the people out there who make us better. So in December, I started working on Anonymous Warrior. A few months later, I quit my sales job of 10 years to pursue it full time. And here I am now. I'm training for my first ultra marathon. And my goal is to create a community, not an apparel brand. I want to create a community of people who are doers, people who don't make excuses, and people who recognize that they did not get here alone. If you can get behind that, welcome to the team. That's my story.